is the first item of which is a vote to adopt the golf course and amenities master plan and funding. And to begin this discussion, you have on your screen an outline of this proposed master plan.
Move it up. Move it up.
This really is the end result of several years of work, culminating in a special board meeting we had last Tuesday. So I placed before the board and members this master plan. As you can see, it has a number of elements. Beginning in 2021, number one is irrigation and regrassing, and a rebuild of the Red 9 green with a cost of $2.31 million. Also, nope, go back.
Okay. So,
also in 2021, we'll resurface the tennis courts and bring them up to standards and install 3 bocce courts at a cost of $300,000. 2022 and beyond, we have a number of things. Exactly when they come into play would depend primarily on permitting. And these elements include a 2-story building with a fitness center and a cart barn, a halfway house, casual dining, grill room expansion, which really is more a grill room renovation, and enhanced golf facilities with a practice area, rebuild of the Red 1 putting green, all of that, the cart barn fitness center at a cost of $2.3 million, the halfway house and the other things at a combined cost of, what is that, $2.32 million. And then the last item are all the ancillary things that get lumped in and need to be accounted for. Professional services, architects, engineers, etc. All the things listed there at a cost of $2.22 million for a total project cost of $9.45 million. Now, let's go to the first phase. Irrigation and regrassing of all 27 holes of the golf course is the first priority of this plan, and is scheduled to begin around.
You got to really speak up. It drops out.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
I am.
Dappy, can you hear?
No, it dropped
Okay.
out completely. I think when it's not, when it's not projected loudly, that's when it drops out, I think.
Okay, I'll start again.
Yes.
Phase 1, which begins in 2021. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Which begins in 2021, involves irrigation and regrassing of all 27 holes of the golf course as a first priority, and it's scheduled to begin around April of next year. This would be coupled with rebuilding the Red 9 green, moving it closer to the bulkheaded lake bank, and reshaping the green to a more north-south orientation. Our golf course architect has repeatedly said that these changes will improve the quality of this golf hole. If this master plan is approved by members, we're prepared to cut checks to vendors immediately to lock in pricing and a starting date of next spring. I reiterate, the irrigation and regrassing is the #1 priority of this plan. Simultaneously with irrigation and regrassing, we would resurface the 3 tennis courts and bring them up to industry standards. That includes new perimeter fencing and adding 2 sun shelters and fences between the courts. These changes require expanding the footprint of the courts by 24 feet to the west. The east boundary of the courts is already up against the setback from Kingsway, so there's really no possibility of expanding in that direction. Simply resurfacing the courts without upgrading them to current standards makes no sense. This phase also calls for installing 3 bocce courts of regulation size with shelters just west of the tennis courts. Our golf course architect, as well as the representatives from the architectural firm MHK and the engineers all support the safety of bocce courts in this location. Yesterday, we placed flags at the interface of the bocce facility with the red 9 hole so that members can go out and see for themselves, if you're here, just how these 2 facilities would interface. With 325 or more bocce players, it would appear that 3 courts are necessary. And built into this whole plan is enhanced cart parking adjacent to the bocce courts and in the vicinity of the what is projected there as the halfway house. Yeah, these upgrades to the existing tennis and bocce facilities will cost an estimated $300,000. Can we go to the next slide? In 2022, or not too long afterwards, depending on permitting, we propose to build a 2-story structure combining our fitness center with a new cart barn to replace the 35-year-old structure. This would be located near the present cart barn, but move slightly north to meet setback requirements. The fitness center would be approximately 6,000 square feet and include open floor space for yoga and Pilates and the like, along with fitness and training equipment. That size fitness center is appropriate for a community the size of Foxfire. The fitness center would occupy the 2nd floor and be accessible by an elevator, which would accommodate any safety equipment that would need to get to that 2nd floor. When this facility comes online depends mostly on permitting, and the cost estimate is of $2.3 million, with about half of that attributable to the cart barn itself. The remaining elements of the master plan include casual, outdoor, social, and dining areas, renovation of the grill room, a new halfway house, enhancements to golf practice facilities, and rebuilding the Red 1 putting green. Go to the next slide. Outdoor dining capacity would increase modestly by expanding the existing deck to the west of the grill room to accommodate a 2nd row of tables. And that's illustrated here. The inside row adjacent to the windows is what exists now, and we would add a 2nd row there. Could we go to the next slide? The social area would occupy the present cart parking area north of the grill room. And that's illustrated here. And as you can see, there's a wall separating the social area from the parking lot. And we envision this social area to have some fire pits, et cetera, so that would really be conducive to outdoor socialization. If you go to the next slide. Okay, the relocated halfway house is in a position to serve the golfers as they make the turn, the tennis and bocce facilities, and the casual seating area. We don't envision this as being a kitchen to serve outdoor dining. That would still take place from the main kitchen, but it's located so that it's accessible to tennis, bocce, golf, and the social area. Relocating this halfway house frees up much needed space for the kitchen in the clubhouse without having to expand the footprint of the clubhouse. Next slide. The proposed grill room renovation calls for relocating the bar to the northwest corner of the room, facing the golf course, And the bar could accommodate service both from the inside and the outside. Next slide. The proposed enhancements to the golf practice facility include a short game practice area near the current Blue 1 tees. And in the process of doing this, the Blue 1 would become a par 4 and Blue 9 a par 5 golf holes. Next slide. There are also some proposed improvements to the golf practice range, which would facilitate better practices. Completing all of these phase 3 components depends on permitting and would cost an estimated $2.32 million. The other costs associated with the project, the professional services, et cetera, add another $2.22 million for a bottom line cost of $9.45 million. In summary, over the last 8 years, a great many Foxfire members have devoted countless hours to research how best to move forward with these needed enhancements. Members have weighed in with their views. This proposal is the culmination of all these efforts and recommendations. In short, we've heard you. Researchers tell us that the friendliness of a community is what is most important to members and what appeals most to a potential buyer. That is what attracted me to Foxfire 20 years ago. As a renter for 1 year, I was welcomed by members and made to feel part of the Foxfire family. Foxfire's emergency is not the golf course irrigation system, it's the division within our wonderful community. Friendliness still exists beneath the angst associated with this process of plotting a future course for Foxfire. It's long past time to put divisions behind us and reestablish the spirit of collaboration and unity. This plan, which parenthetically does not require opening the PUD, is a great example of synergy and a win-win. Let's give it a chance. We all acknowledge that Foxfire has a fabulous location and a terrific 27-hole golf course, and we all want to live in a community of which we can be proud. These necessary enhancements to our recreational, social, and wellness facilities will make Foxfire one of the most sought after and desirable communities among our peers. Present members will have a wide choice of healthy activities, and potential buyers will find the friendly, up-to-date, and well-maintained community they seek. We're so fortunate to live in a community with sound finances, an excellent and stable management team, and a community populated by compassionate members with diverse backgrounds and interests. Let's make the most of these blessings and secure the future of Foxfire.